Jin makes sense. Okay, I was nervous when they didn't insta-lock it. When they locked Alistar instead, I was getting more nervous, but then
G was stating his case.
He's like Eco in this lane. I just want to remind everyone they decided to go for Bard for the Skarner synergy, which makes a lot of sense. Speaking of Skarner.
Oh yeah, Calyx is going to get slammed into the wall here. Flash immediately having to be used as Canyon will be able to move down towards the other. I don't know what Kane's really going to be able to do about this one, unless Chovy's willing to risk a teleport as King in.
They're waiting it out?
Doesn't pick up the aggro as they wait for the circle to go down, and they just let him live.
Yeah, they nice electrocute proc gank. They got all the electrocute proc.
And instead, they pick very Gen.G.
Maybe he'll go to game 3 and they'll be kind of forced to eventually.
Well, Alex is not, he's going to the death chamber. That's first blood going over to Canyon Skarner.
Both of these ganks at the angle for Canyon, they did.
Yeah, it was very nicely done. Now the Raptors go over to him as well. I think he was looking for even another one, which would have been crazy. As, yep, here he is. Seismic Shove is going to connect, though, onto Chovy, who does use the Emperor's Divide, but dies immediately. So really nice shove there from Calyx, and he read that play that time. Lahan's also here to lend a hand.
If there was a stat XP and have 6 as well, this is going to be a pretty fiery 6v6 with the Alistar ult and that Bard combo.
Ooh, actually getting the Between Worlds out here as there's the flash forward from Chovy. Seismic shots, gorgeous! Into the Cyclone. Under the turret goes Gideon, but he is more than happy about that one as Gen.G will start up these grubs.
But you and I just said around the 8 to 10 minutes we'd be looking at each other going, oh, it's one of those games. It's not!
Yeah, Emperor's Divide is going to send Lahan's underneath the turret. Duro makes a magical journey over, so Chovy going to hold onto the flash this time around, but Lahan's, I do like the idea. Junglers, but Gideon's pretty much, it's a bit of a better one as the Trinity Force complete. Nothing else in his inventory.
Yeah, no, he needs shoes.
All right, well, Seismic Shove going to deliver the Bard back towards Calyx as he just stands his ground. Man.
Also, the knockup animation for Bard is so silly. I never noticed that before. It's very funny. Rue's in the area here. This is a very risky start. We're going to have to see a Weaver's Wall.
Yeah, that's the teleport in as Kane looking for an angle here as in goes Canyon, but a little bit early as he flashes to get towards the Dragon. It is going to be secured. Tempered Fate to keep Canyon alive for a little while longer, but Ruler, I don't know what we're quite doing there as Between Worlds does come down. King and almost just kills him, but Ruler will be able to survive momentarily. Finally, the auto comes in and Nongshim wipe the floor with Gen.G in the Dragon fight, and Kingin may even be able to find another.
He survives. That's your consolation prize, but a very greedy contest from Gen.G.
Yeah, and it's also Feats of Warfare now going over as Duro once again getting abused as Ruler finds a cheeky monkey in his jungle. As look at that, the gold grab.
Don't hold on so tight that it slips through your fingers. You have to be really careful about overextending while trying to hold this prize. We're going to see a TP. They're going to commit to Keen. Weaver's Wall gank incoming.
Yeah, you can see Kane is wondering whether he should get out of here or not. And I think I liked what he was considering there as the flash out of the way of the headbutt pole means that Kane will live. And first brick goes over to Gen.G. Nongshim hot in their heels, but not hot enough as it turns out.
This decision was interesting. They get 2 turrets because you used...
Surely this doesn't go down, right?
Oh, it goes. By the way, 3 grubs on Nazir with Nashor's Tooth. See ya.
Okay, well, never mind. And then there is a turret for the enemy team. All of a sudden, as Gideon is going to be able to get started on this Rift Herald, so at least there's that. One step closer to Feats of Strength as well, 1 point apiece.
They just
right now.
A 1,300 gold bite out of the lead from Nongshim from that play alone.
That's kind of ridiculous. And now they're not going to give this one up. Cosmic Binding does go wide, though, as Gideon is going to be able to lock this one down. Chovy makes his way in. The Weaver's Wall coming on down as Kingin bounces to the other side to avoid the Emperor's Divide. Beautifully done. And Gen.G's little engage.
Yeah, use mid to grab this Dragon Prio. I think that's probably what they're going to do.
All right, another Polarize going to connect here onto Canyon. Deadly Flourish comes down as well as Gideon gets over the top. He's pretty tanky. Does have to flash to get out of the way, but will survive.
They can either use kind of gained by Gen.G though, and they're pushing in.
Yeah, teleport from Keen as well as Lahan's Hex Flash not going to be helping him out there as the rest of Nongshim are grouped around where this Gwen is going to be coming out. Nullifies the Seismic Shove as the circle is the Gwen's immune stuff is just a bit ridiculous. So Gen.G will be able to take this Dragon. One more objective. Whoever gets it gets the cool new Nikes. As it's a Cloud Soul, you love to see it. As Gideon doesn't love to see that. 3 people in a brush. Deadly Flourishes have been pretty good, though, as Lahan's driving the Rift Herald, and the charge is going to come through. Now the curtains are being called as Lahan's continuing to do battle. Keen stays alive because Gwen is immune, and the curtain call means absolutely nothing. Kingen bounces into the Dragon.
Man, it was looking so good for Nongshim, too. It's still a 200 gold lead.
It's fine, yeah.
200 gold lead, and they're looking for Chovy.
Oh.
We're all looking
Trying to get a bit philosophical with this.
Like, if, you know, someone at home is like not really figured out where they're going in their life, they haven't even watched the LCK before, it's because they're still looking for Chovy. They just don't know it yet.
One day they'll find him, though, and then they'll realize I need to be successful because they've all found Chovy.
They've all found Chovy.
Has Chovy really found himself?
Think about some of Chovy's ex-DRX members. How are they doing? They're doing pretty well.
Emphasis on the XD is okay. Kingen underneath this turret will be able to take that one down, and Kingen, he's trying to get out. Will he? No. Oh god, the burst damage is absurd!
The cross-map Otacon attempt here, like they do have Weaver's Wall. Calyx is rotating over. Maybe they can actually make this happen.
I mean, Canyon is here. It's still likely to be a 50-50.
Tempered Fate plus Impale. Watch out, Nongshim. Calyx is going to use the wall.
Teleport is going to come in. The Weaver's Wall, I don't know whether it's quite going to do enough, as Otacon was kind of trapped in the middle of it. There's the Tempered Fate to allow Gen.G the setup as Keen just dives forward. The Impale comes down. The Otacon is collected by Nongshim. Gideon at least gets that one, but can they get anything more? That's the question. Cosmic Binding not going to work onto Calyx, just slows him down a little as Chovy likes those rocks, and it isn't going to get too much more. So Nongshim snatch the Otacon away and get themselves those levels, the petals, all that fun stuff. But they will lose this outer turret in mid lane. And
Nongshim here has King, and he's trying to do some fancy stuff here, but if Ruler isn't here, maybe. Meanwhile,
Chovy just goes over the wall there momentarily. It looks like Scorpion's on the menu here. Seismic Shove delivers him. Beautiful chain CC. Nowhere that Canyon could go.
But then Gen.G still gets something else on the map.
Yeah, this is the problem. They have inherent tempo vibes. Empress Divide is not going to catch Calyx.
Very close. Very close. But like, Chovy was able to have this push the whole time. Chovy is not coming.
And Gideon's in base. He was on a reset. Does hit the 2-item spike, but not going to be helping them here for this second Drake for Gen.G.
Grouping here and catching anyone who comes to defend, but Gen.G are going to slow push this. Be very careful.
Well, it is a very tanky Canyon. He did recently die, though, so he will respect it. Blast Cone's his way out. It's a lot of damage onto Lahan's.
They committed so much. Got nothing, and then Keen is chilling.
Hey, got blue buff. There's that. Magical Journey gets Duro out of there. He isn't too worried, but as he can see,
but
I mean, the last smite from Gideon was fantastic.
Yeah,
so I'd certainly try to respect that one, as he is going to show himself on this ward. Gen.G do manage to get that one down, but here's the turn. Down goes the Bard in the blink of an eye, and Ruler is just going to cook some eggs over that wall to get himself out of there.
Yeah, not the happiest doughboy this time.
But Gen.G instead just going to be pressuring this inner turret.
Gen.G are like, while you think about it, I'll take a turret.
Well, Weaver's Wall is going to split this one up, but the turret does go down. Seismic Shove not going to connect as Canyon just goes on a bit of a ride. There's the Tempered Fate to set up on this Alistar, but he's not exactly an optimal target. They will get the Unbreakable Will. But Nongshim still just able to move over towards this Baron.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the more ideal time to take it than what they had before, especially because Jiu can't get access here. It's a great blue trinket here.
Oh man, Nongshim just caught an indecision. So close, but also doesn't feel close.
No, exactly.
It's so weird,
I mean, it's like Dragon and Turret or Global Blue.
Well, Keen is trying to be immune, and it's kind of working, as he does flash out of the way. Seismic Shove goes wide. The Cyclone there doesn't do too much, and they almost got 50%.
Now you don't have Cyclone. Now you definitely can't start Baron.
3.5 minutes on the Cloud Soul opportunity, as Keen gonna get caught here once again, but he gets booped over the wall with the help of the Weaver's Wall. Goes golden just to avoid this curtain call, as Ruler possibly out of position, but another Cyclone gonna get eaten by a flash, and the Empress Divide throws the monkey back in. The Impale just going to deliver him, and it's a triple kill here for Ruler. Is it the pentakill time? Can he finally manage to take it away from his teammates? As Jiu, I think, is going to be able to deny it. Calyx as well, not going to be going down without a fight. And Ruler, oh my goodness, he hasn't been overtaken by the Pentacola in his brain. He is instead just going to do the Baron.
And they're going to find Calyx anyways.
Yep, I think it's going to be enough here for Keen just to come on over and chase him down. But instead, the Seismic Shove is pretty good. They might need to employ Chovy to come up and help, especially with these Cosmic Bindings going wide. Calyx trying to take one before he does fall, and he's pretty scary on this Talia, but Seismic Shove not going to be enough, and that is going to be Chovy locking that one down, his first kill of the game.
I love how... He has Zonius, by the way. He does not make this play without having an arm guard. Then he is able to get away, go immune, and then basically set his entire team up for success. Desperate Cyclone there. Like, let's make a choice, and Nongshim try to punish those choices, but are a little bit behind the 8-ball every time as the stun goes down onto Kingin.
Yeah, he is trying to bounce his way out of this one. Still takes the rock to the head as Gio almost just dies. Tempered Fate right into the base with Ruler, who is just sort of hanging out with a monkey. Magical Journey comes on through, there's the flash out, and Canyon, he can just drive his way out, decides against it, as now Ruler with the barrier. Pulverize comes on through there as Ruler is in so much trouble, does manage to take one down before he falls, but Gideon with no Cyclone has no way out. It's Canyon that takes down the turret as well as the monkey, and I don't think they're going to need their Corki to break open the base here as Gen.G with an 8,000 gold lead, alongside it utilizing the last 10 seconds of the Baron. And with the top lane inhibitor now dead. By the way, apparently...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he going on UQuiz? Is that
yeah,
what
I think you're actually as famous as Bill Gates now.
Wow.
As Seismic Shove is going to push Canyon back towards Nongshim. He's driving away, able to use Duro here. And the Redemption even is going to come down just to keep him even more alive as Keen dives into the back line looking for a bit of an angle as the Tempered Fate to lock up Calyx momentarily. That was the decoy as Chovy finds the angle, takes down the Aurora, and is now just running amok, looking to destroy Nongshim. Canyon will catch on to Calyx. There's the Impale, another great shove to be perfectly honest. But it won't actually do anything as Juve is going to be left alive, but not for very long. As look at the damage Ruler's doing. That's going to be the ace, and Gen.G will close out game one. A weird one, but in the end, it just...
And I think if you get through the early game pretty well, it's a pretty good draft. It's very safe. The Ezreal pick into the Vi and the... He wouldn't. No.
He is not going to. You are correct.
He's very wise to it.
Ooh, Keen. He could be in trouble, though. Does flash to get out of the way of the heroic charge. And that will successfully get him out. More of a clue as to what was happening there. Did you see it?
No.
Meanwhile, Duro is possibly just dead, as never mind, Lahen's not going to go for it. As Canyon, we're going to take this one down. Heroic Charge doesn't get the stun into the wall, though. So they know which decisions they can do weird stuff in and which ones they will cost them. As speaking of costing them, this is an opportunity now as Keen, with the Dominus, is going to be able to use it to clear out the wave at least, as he now tries to get on top of Kingin, and they cannot kill him through the Dominus. No flash, remember? And Keen just says...
yeah, it did happen. Keen does not have teleport, and King will stay in the lane.
Yeah.
So that's you know.
So Gen.G's universe that they've created
can get into this pit.
Yeah, does need that level 6 though. Unfortunately, doesn't have it just yet. As Canyon wants to be able to get at least one of these as Ace in the Hole comes through. Gio just making his way out though. Lahen's on vision. And the Cocoon is going to go wide. There's the Pop Blossom. He goes forward. Looks to try and take down the jungler. The heroic charge, the heroic entrance is fantastic. Gideon's dead. That is going to be one of the grubs over to Gen.G, but 2 minutes on the second dragon of the game. Double dragon available for Gen.G if they can pick that one up. As Chovy moving on in towards that top lane as we were singing the praises of Keen, but now could be in a whole host of trouble. Flashes out of the way of that public execution as now Lahen's not quite in Cocoon range. So isn't likely able to just dead as Canyon moves in. And this is just going to belong to Gen.G. Down it will go. The dragon has just spawned.
2v2. It is... it's a problem for Nongshim as Kingin's going to eat a turret shot.
Yeah, there's a lot of, there's not a lot of minions available here for Nongshim as Keen just presses R and he's totally fine.
Yeah, Keen...
I mean, they're even on farm, but, like, Gio's 40 CS down.
Yeah, he is trying to be relevant in this game. Gideon is also trying to be relevant by starting a dragon.
Yeah.
And Gen.G are not really near it, so I think he's going to get away with it.
Yep, Keen also just Spidey senses tingling just a little bit here, as there is a spider on his side of the... Feeling a little bit slow on this one. Collector already done here for Ruler.
Okay, well, Kingen, he's now the...
Public execution comes down, but the immediate taunt to come in. There's the Pop Blossom as well, as Lahen's gets ulted here by Canyon. Not exactly an optimal target, but the heroic entrance is going to deny any follow-up. And now, Calyx is having to deal with the minions and Keen underneath this one. Canyon moving on over the flash forward, and Calyx is able to take down the Croc. That's going to be a solo kill there for the Rise, and one back here for Nongshim. Feeling fantastic. Gideon moving on in as well. The two-man taunt is going to come through. There's Feats of Warfare, as it's the Nico that locks down the Rise to get some revenge here for Keen. Teleport in as Gio is trying to get some damage onto this outer turret. Isn't going to be able to finish that one off. This is something that, like, 2018 KT did a heck of a lot, where they picked Jinx and Caitlyn, and they just moved the Jinx and Caitlyn to kill these turrets. As Keen does have the Dominus, but once again, it's his arch nemesis in Calyx. As they get the vision, he does avoid that Q as he's looking to try and run this one out, but the Rune Prison is going to be there. And so that's a second death here for Keen.
You receive one Renekton. I receive...
Well, Lehens is not having a great time here as Capybara comes on through. There is the flash out from Lehens after he does come back down. And now we're going to get yet another charge. Yeah, but they did kill Keen. And there it is in a turret. Going to be picked up here most likely as this minion wave is conquering through.
So you receive one Renekton, I receive two inner turrets, and a flash. With a trade offer. Yeah. I don't know if Nongshim should have taken it, but I think it might have been the best deal they could get. And this Rise is now isolated in the side lane, and I think he has some friends coming. Let's see. Let's see if it can save him.
Cease and desist is going to come on through there, but the public execution is going to come down. Still, they lose the Rise. True Shot Barrage does not a whole lot, but Canyon, the taunt defense from Chovy is so good. And there are no minions here. Duro's moving in. He was a Krug. That was cool. Bit of a Doran cosplay. You love to see that. And here's the real Crocodile. Pop Blossom's gigantic, as the heroic entrance is down on top of it. Chovy's at about 50 health, but that's pretty much all he needs. And the revenge from Keen is swift and destructive. Kingen trying to get in here to do his best Rich impression, but unfortunately, Gen.G are just too strong, and that's a clean ace here at 18.5 minutes as Chovy picks up. Ruler as well, just having the greatest Caitlyn game ever, where he spends the whole game just hitting turrets. And outside of that, no one's focused. He is possibly dead. Gideon's there to help him. Thankfully, it wasn't Lehens again, who may have just let him die. But instead, Gideon's there to save him, as there is a little bit of a catch, but the public execution is going to come down. Let's see whether Dura can protect the president, as Rule actually able to get out of the way of Gideon here, and Gio is able to finish him off. So the bottom lane's going to die. That is going to be the Hextech Drake in trade.
All right, a little bit of vengeance.
Yeah, not too bad.
A little bit of a happy game moment.
A little bit of a caster curse from Atlas as well, as I was just saying that Ruler, all he had to do was hit turrets, and he's not getting any focus, and then immediately afterwards he was focused.
Look at his build, like he went IE Collector. Doesn't have the rapid fire cannon or anything like that for maximum like turret snipe from a million miles away.
He did make sure that he had the slingshot.
Yeah.
For as much time as possible, which I respect.
I think this is Otacon.
Keen
nearby.
Still looking for a potential angle, as they will get some bounty gold by taking this one down. Still, that is a decent evacuation there. A cease and desist comes on through, but Canyon's in so much trouble. Gets so much health back, though, and Gideon eventually be able to lock it down, but the Winds of War will finish him off. Gen.G are very far ahead, ladies and gentlemen. That's a large reason why this looks so one-sided. So the Otacon going to Nongshim is still a big deal.
Yeah, Gio with his
rapid fire cannon has got to be basically done here for Ruler, as well as we are hex gating around the rift. Duro could be in a little bit of trouble here. As Ruler is also in massive trouble. There's a public execution to lock him down. They'll find themselves a whole bunch of extra money as Duro. Yeah, he's not in this fight any longer. And Nongshim, there's not a whole lot to fight for here in this bottom side river, but they're going to win.
King in here. Does have flash, no ult.
It's still a big lead as Kingen, I don't know whether he's going to be able to get out of this one. Cease and desist is just going to be employed. King comes down. King going to get knocked up because there's a heroic entrance, and Chovy will be able to lock down the kill in the end. Yeah, once they've got their claws in, it's...
But I don't think he's going to. Oh, Duro. Look natural, Duro. Fly casually, Duro.
There's 5 caster minions here in this wave, as the True Shot Barrage sails over with this inner turret as well. His vision is very forward, and you can see that's not where Gen.G are coming from. They are moving from behind. Cease and desist right out of nowhere. Heroic heroic entrance just to make sure that they can't further engage the flash out, but the taunt is there to follow, and the Pop Blossom for the follow-up is so good out of Gen.G. Over the wall they go, as Lehens does dash cannon his way out. That is going to be a teleport away from the Ambessa. Kingen is able to keep himself alive, but with Gio and Gideon down, that will be soul point going over to Gen.G, and even Lehens will be cut down where he stands.
So Atlas, do you remember when I was talking about in the previous game where I was like, oh, Nongshim had prio, they didn't go for...
I think it was played just really well by Duro more than anything else, but still a little bit rough here.
It did make the fight less confusing for a moment.
Public execution onto Chovy, as the rest of Gen.G are right here, and so I don't think Kingen wants to go any further. Still has done a fair bit of damage, but he's 2 levels down, man. The taunt is going to connect, cease and desist comes on through, and they just wail on the Ambessa. Down she goes. A lot of damage onto Lehens, as well as the flash out from Canyon is not going to be successful. Keen with the Dominus running, but the Pop Blossom connects onto 3 into the back line as Chovy goes forward and goes golden. Still Duro is going to fall, as Ruler with the ace in the hole. Gio actually going to soak that one for Lehens, teaching him what to do next.
They did last game. TP for Chovy. After the back, he can return right away. Lehens
the flash. Okay. Crocodile better than Spider, as it turns out. There is now a control ward in the Baron pit. Teleport to come forward as Gen.G wanting to stop this from going down, but the Realm Warp gets Nongshim out of there!
The heist! That's a real heist! Gio gets the block, and then here Lehens sacrifices himself to try to see if there's anyone coming in to contest this, as in live!
Okay, cease and desist comes down yet again. The heroic entrance going to be eaten there by the... by the Zhonya's, but ultimately doesn't really do too much of anything at all. So Calyx is just dead. 1 Baron now down, 3 left remaining on the Rift. As Calyx really has had a great day, regardless of the fact that it's looking really difficult, as Chovy just wanders towards this dark brush. And Lehens takes so much damage. My goodness, Gideon has to flash away.
Try to pull Gen.G off the dragon. This is one way to wrestle prio away when you don't have any.
Well, Chovy and Ruler are looking to come in here as the ace in the hole comes down. Gideon going to soak that one, but he's not too happy about it, as there is the public execution. Kingen gets into the backline, but his targets just get evacuated. Gideon now in trouble as Chovy is their target, but he's able to justicely punch his way out. And Duro splitting the shapes.
Gio has so much power in these moments. He has flash as well with his E, so it's hard to engage on him, and he can follow up from such a distance. Gideon trying to start this dragon up as Gio offers damage. I just don't know about this.
Yeah, Duro is trying to spot this one out as Lehens gets caught yet again. Goes up into the sky as Kingen now able to get himself out, but unfortunately Rule is able to shut down the Spider Lady, and now Nongshim looking for the turn. Gideon in amongst it, but nobody else is really there as Duro trying to fight off this dragon, and it's not quite working, and Canyon flashes to get himself the Hextech Soul, and now we get to witness Caitlyn and Hextech Soul. And ladies and gentlemen, that is not something you want to be going up against, as Gio gonna have all of his Qs avoided, apart from that one. But everything else is gonna go wide, as there is the net over the wall, and Ruler locks down the ace and the Hextech Soul, and I think Gen.G are just going to wander up this bottom lane and look to finish the game.
It wasn't clean. It wasn't clean, but Gen.G, once again, dominant win here, and they'll take the 2-0. Definitely some fun to be had. Definitely an extremely dominant early game. Those fun times we had in the mid-game.
Yeah.
But extremely dominant early game, and now the last to fall.
Oh dear.
The first to fall in the previous fight. Lehens is dead. The turrets are dead, and Gen.G, another day in the office in the Legend group, another 2-0.
And
they're 25-0.